How aren't you ready to play to start this game, as important as it is? You defeat the Maple Leafs in your last one, and you cannot carry the momentum forward and come to play and start a game against the Calgary Flames, who are right on your tail. Granted, we have a little lead, but they have plenty of time to square this off with the matchups that are ahead of us and the fact that they are a much better team than what their record says. The Habs cannot be ready to play and start this game. There is a serious consistency issue and a very serious motivation issue when it comes to this team, and I don't understand where it comes from, considering the amount of leadership that they should have in this roster and the Cup champs in the roster. I don't know, man. It is getting like, it's unbelievably frustrating as a fan to be as committed as we are, and then to see them put an effort like that forward in the first period in the first game of 5 in the next week against the Calgary Flames. Just unbelievable. The Calgary Flames defeat the Montreal Canadiens 4-1, I think it ended up being, after the empty netter. We got another one against them Friday, so you have a chance to redeem yourselves, and you better be ready to go. I'm expecting a fired-up, dominant version of this team that we've seen on occasion when they decide they want to play. That's the team I'm expecting to see Friday and for the rest of this season. And then following that, we play the Senators the next night. So essentially, by losing this one, the Habs have now made Friday and Saturday's games must-wins. Thanks to their own actions. Thanks to their own actions. Now, I got to get this out of the way before we get too much into this. Good on Calgary tonight. Coming out with a second very strong effort. 2 tough games for them. Back-to-back Leafs and then Habs, and they win the both of them. They played us tight tonight. They just, cut off the time and space and just pressured, forechecked, skated hard, won their battles. It just seemed that they were coming out of the battles with the pucks, and the face-offs absolutely dominated in the circle, and that led to 2 goals from the point. So good on them for winning this one, and a great performance by Markstrom as well, making some clutch saves for the Flames and only allowing 1 on the night on a breakaway. So the Calgary Flames deserve that win and earned that win. Good on them, and it puts them right back into the race here in the North Division for 4th place. The Habs with a few games in hand, but they're closing in on us here. Now only back 4 points. The Habs with the 3 games in hand. So it's going to be tight, and that makes these next 4 against them very, very interesting. Now, I'm seeing some blame being tossed around tonight, a lot of it going to Captain Shea Weber, and I'm all for the veteran and the captain taking the heat. That's his job. And granted, the 3rd goal that he was on the ice for and lost that battle and then was beat to the net, tough play there. So I can, again, see why that, that's being thrown towards him. But I can only imagine if Carey Price was in the net and he let in 2 shots from the point, what would, be being said right now by Habs fans. So you got to think about that too. And as well, this was a close game until the final 10 minutes when they scored that 3rd goal. Where are the forwards? Where are these forwards that are supposed to be scoring goals for us? Where's Tatar? Where's Toffoli? Where's Anderson? Where's Byron? Where's Armia? Where is Lehkonen? Where's Danault? Seriously, and notice how I didn't bring up KK or Suzuki. These are 2 young kids playing very tough positions right now, and they're both doing the best they can, and Kotkaniemi looked very strong tonight. But this group of forwards got to start potting goals at a consistent basis. This team is an elite forward, elite goal scorer away from being a serious threat. Someone you can count on game in and game out, and someone has to come in and take that role. And maybe it could be a player who's not on our roster yet and who could be very soon, and that's Cole Caulfield. But nonetheless, the rest of these veterans got to start getting it done as well. It's a shame that the Habs have to rely on depth scoring every night. If you think about it, they don't have that elite guy that's going to be up on the board most games. And at the end of the season, our forwards look like they have good seasons, but they're not scoring all at the same time. So we end up treading water in games. So do you call up Cole Caulfield? I would assume he's clearly not an AHL player. 4 points in 2 games. He's going to be on this roster at some point this season because they're not playing playoffs in the AHL. He's not going to be sitting at home. He'll be on the Habs roster. So what are you waiting for? Now, that said, I like that they're, being patient. He's got to learn to live in Quebec, learn to play in the pros, give him an adjustment period. He's still a young kid, but I think that adjustment period is wearing thin, especially now where Laval has seen games being postponed thanks to the Toronto Marlies and a COVID situation there. They play one game in the next like 10 to 14 days. So he could really help the team. He really could. And I would not be surprised to see that happen soon. But you cannot reward this team with extra talent until they get a win. So don't expect it before the next game Friday. But once the Habs get another win, I think Cole Caulfield's up for that next one. That's about it, guys. All I got tonight is the rant. That is incredibly disappointing for them to come out this way in a game like that. Calgary's a team that played the back-to-back, for Christ's sake. And that's how we come out and lose in such a big game. They do not have fourth locked up, and it could not be ours very much longer if they play like that against the Flames this next week. Get it together and be ready to start games, for Christ's sake. Let me know what you thought about this game down in the comments and what you expect to see for the rest of this season. And if you like these videos, hit the like and subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter at SCOTIANCANADIEN. I'm with you guys. Win, lose, or draw. But it's getting brutal.